Let me now take you back to our top story, which is all about the US elections. Tuesday is the ultimate day of the clash between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. We're joined by my colleague Amrit Singh from Palm Beach in Florida. Hi Amrit, just a day left to go for the battle royale. How's it looking in Donald Trump's home state, which used to be a swing state not too long ago?
That's right, Gautam. It used to be a swing state, but not anymore. It's decidedly red since Governor Ron DeSantis won the election here in 2018 and brought about changes here. It's consistently red. This time around also, Donald Trump has a 7 percentage point lead over Kamala Harris. The hurricane played its part in it, Hurricane Helene. The way Ron DeSantis handled it, and Donald Trump was able to create a perception that Joe Biden's federal administration did not pay enough attention to the state and did not allocate enough resources and funding, whether that's true or not, but he has been able to create the perception in the mind of most of Floridans that they received a stepmotherly treatment from the federal government because it's a decidedly red state. So Donald Trump looks comfortable in Florida. You're right, it used to swing, but not anymore. Remember that famous recount of 2000 where George Bush Jr. won over Al Gore just by a single vote when the Supreme Court finally had to step in and decide that Florida's recount was not possible, and George W. Bush was appointed president. Many call him a selected president rather than elected president, but well, that's 24 years ago. But a lot of demographic changes are taking place here in Florida as a lot of population moves into the Sunbelt states. That could be a hope for Democrats, but right now it is clearly red.
With all the hurricanes hitting it, there could be a reverse flow as well, and I'm surprised that climate change is not featured as much in these elections as an issue as probably it should. Now, just tell us, how has America been gearing up for voting day as well? Security seems to have been taken to unprecedented levels this time around, and by when could we expect the voters' verdict? Will it be on Tuesday night, election night itself? Because some are saying it could turn out to be election week.
That's right. First, about the security election, just a day left for the election. The National Guard is taking no chances. They are out in full force on the streets, especially where the contest is close, to see that there is no violence, because there have been incidents of ballot paper burning, allegations, counter allegations, because tempers understandably are running high. It's a very, very tight race, especially in the swing states like Pennsylvania, Georgia, Wisconsin, where the margin between the two candidates is very, very slight. So both candidates are going all out, and both the parties are going all out in all counties to get as many of the voters out, so that their victory would depend upon how much of a voter base they are able to bring out. And when the contest is so close and there are allegations and counter allegations, things could go out of hand. So there are the security aspect. Given the security aspect, the National Guard is out, along with, of course, the state forces, because it's not the federal government which conducts the elections here. It's really the county boards that form an electoral board which conducts the elections. As far as how long could it take, generally what happens is that the voting here finishes at 7 p.m. and the count starts right away. And even while some states, because there's a time difference of about 3 hours between the two coasts, even while some states are voting, the others start counting, and television networks start calling in the election. It's easy to call in the election where the states are decidedly blue or red, depending upon the trends, but it's really the swing states where the focus is, and given the narrow margins in the polls and the surveys, that could take longer. And if the margin is really, really close, candidates could ask for recounts, so that could drag on. And how long it could drag on is anybody's guess. It could be weeks as well. But if it's a clear verdict, which at this point everybody's presuming it wouldn't be, but if it's a clear verdict, you could have the president's name by the next morning. But if it is really close and recounts are ordered, it goes into litigation. Because in the pre-voting as well, it's gone into litigation in some counties. So if all that happens, then it will be a while before we know who the next president of the United States would be. Gautam.
Yes, I think the days of landslide victories in American presidential elections are well in the past now. Amrit, we'll have to see how things play out on election day and election night. For that matter, thanks a lot for joining us for the moment.